Hi there, BJ from Christie's RV. Today we're going to go through the 2020 Jayco Jay Flight SLX, and this is the 237RBS. So just to the right of the door, we're going to start here. You have your furnace exhaust, so this gets hot. This is the intake and the exhaust, so you don't want nothing in front of this. You have your potable water fill up here. This is so you can take water with you if you're going somewhere where there's no running water. That's the tank there. So you fill that up with the city water, and down here is the drain on how to drain it. You just turn that, and that'll drain any water that's in that tank when you're not using it. You have a cable satellite output, you have AC power, and you have a TV mount. So there's a mount inside that goes on the wall for the bedroom that can also be brought outside and hung here and all plugged in. You can use that outside. Here's your hot water tank. Your drain plug is located right here, and you have a pressure release valve here. So before you pull that drain plug out, you want to make sure you open this up to release any of the pressure. Same thing with this. This does vent right here, so it does get hot. So don't put anything in front of that or lean anything up against it. You have your power awning. Underneath the awning is an LED light strip. I'll show you the switch inside. And same thing with the switch to bring the awning in and out. On the corner of each awning arm, you have a speaker, so you have outdoor speakers. I'll show you how to control that when we go inside. Up front you have your large pass-through storage, which is also accessible from underneath the bed in the master bedroom. You have your handle stored here. So that's your handle for your stabilizer jacks. You have 4 of these, 1 in every corner. These here are used to stabilize the trailer, not to level the trailer. So you want to get the trailer as level as possible first, then put these down to stabilize it. Around front, you have your 12-volt battery. You also have your dual 30 propane tanks, and you have a crossover regulator valve here. So what this does is allows you to open up both tanks. Whichever way the indicating arrow is pointing, that's the tank it's pulling from. Once this one's empty, this will automatically switch over to the other tank. So when you come out here, you see the arrows pointing this way, and in the little peep glass it's red. That means that tank's empty. It's pulling from this one. You can switch it to this tank, and now you can disconnect this one and get it filled. Over here is the other door to the pass-through storage. These large black vents here are behind the fridge. So you have a venting area up top, same thing on the bottom. You don't want to put anything in front of this. It does need proper airflow to work properly, so don't put anything in front of there or lean anything up against it. You have your city water connection here, so if you're somewhere where there's running water, you put your hose on there. You also have an outdoor shower, has a shower head with hot and cold water. You have your drain lines here, so you use your low point drains for any of the water lines in the trailer. So you can open those up, the water will drain out of those lines. You also have your sewage drain here. There's a cap there. You have a valve right here for that. And there's also, that's the black valve. And just in front of the slide over here is your gray water valve. So there's your gray. So that's for your sinks and your shower, and the black one's for your toilet. So inside the bumper here is your hose. So that's the hose to hook up to that sewer drain there. So once that's all hooked up and plumbed into the ground wherever the dump station is, then you can pull your black and your gray valves and drain out your system. Right here is your plug. So there's your 30 amp power cord. It's about 30 feet there. In the back you have a ladder to access the roof. You also have your spare tire mounted to the bumper. Like I said, each corner does have a speaker. And I'll take you inside and show you the rest. So before we go in, we have your stairs. No stowaway like that. And there's a blue clip here. Just pull that, and the stairs will start coming towards you. Not very heavy. There's pins on each side that you can adjust the height of the legs. You want to make sure you get them down below so that this is sitting flat on the plate, because otherwise the door won't close, it'll rub and you'll cause damage to the door. So go inside. When you first walk in, there's a fire extinguisher right here on your left, and on your right is your CO detector. So there's a test button, just like the smoke alarm. Hold it for a few seconds, let it go through the beeping cycle, make sure everything's working. Right here is all your controls. So like I said, here's your awning, your in and out on the awning. You also have your inside lights and you have your outside lights. So that's the switch here, the first one, for your LED light strip there. Switch for the interior lights. You also have your button for your slide out, in and out. I do have the slide out already, so we'll bring it in a little bit. So when you're bringing the slide out, you hear that clicking sound? That means you're at the full extent. Same thing when you come in. You want to make sure the slide's all the way out or all the way in for it to create the seal so that you don't have any water damage or anything gets into the trailer that way. You also have your little panel here. So you have your power for your water pump. So if you do fill the potable water tank and you need running water, that's the button for the pump. Same thing for your hot water tank. You can run it on propane, or if you're plugged into 110 AC, you can use this as well. So that you have electric and you have gas. You just flick the switch, it'll light, takes a few minutes, 20 minutes or so, and we'll get that water warm for you. You also have an indication panel here, you know, battery's full, you can check your tanks, black's empty, everything should be empty. Large closet area here. This model, bathrooms are at the back, so you have a very large shower, and you have your toilet and your vanity. So your toilet, there's a pedal on the front, just simply push it, the water runs and it flushes. Over here you have a Gfi plug. This plug here protects all the plugs in any wet location, so the outdoor plug, this one, and the one by the kitchen sink. So if it's tripped, the little red light will come on, you can come here, reset, make sure everything works. In the bathroom you have a light switch, and this fan is a manual fan. Manual crank up, so you can crank that up like that, and then you have a button here for your fan. Dual recliners in this one, and these recliners have, when it's plugged into AC, you have 3 controls here. One is for lights, so there's a light that's underneath inside the ring here, and there's underneath the chair itself that light up. You have a heat one, so there's 3 settings for the heat, and there's also a vibration, same thing, 3 settings for the vibration. So both chairs have that. Down here, there's a little black handle. That's how you pull that. That's how you recline the chair. So you have 2 of those there. Lots of lights everywhere. All these lights are all manual, so there's a button here. The ones on the ceiling here are by that switch, but you can also turn them on and off this way. If you don't want all of them on, you want to turn a couple off, you can. Your fridge. So your fridge has a setting here, auto. What that does is it'll automatically search for electricity. So if you are plugged into the 110 AC, that'll search for that. If it doesn't find electricity, if you just see the orange light come on, it'll light on gas. If you're somewhere and you know you're not plugged into AC, you can simply just select gas and it'll light on gas. If at any time these lights are blinking, and that means it didn't light on the gas, shut it off, go check, make sure your propane's turned on, and then try it again. Your kitchen area here. Glass cover on the stove. To light the stove, just turn the dial to the little flame. You have a little igniter here, you turn that, and that lights the stove. The oven's a little different, so what you're going to do here on this one is you're going to turn the dial to the flame. You're going to hold this in. You need 2 hands, one to hold this in and one to turn the sparker. So underneath you'll see, right back here you'll see the sparker. When you're holding it, the flame will come on. It does take a few seconds, so you got to hold it for a little bit, light it, you'll see the pilot light come on, and then you can select your temperature. There's also a light switch here So you have your oven light and your little accent lighting. Hood fan, light. You also have your microwave, just like you do at home. Over here is your thermostat. So you have mode, it's off. You can pick fan. So your fan, you can turn that on high or low, or if you leave it on auto. This way when you turn the air conditioning on, once it gets to temperature, the fan will shut off. If you leave it on high or low, it'll stay on the whole time. It won't actually shut the fan off. So you want to make sure that fan's set to auto when you're doing that. You also, same thing with the heat. So there's your auto right there. So auto, it comes on and off by itself with the actual temperature of the room. Or you can set it to low, so if you want just the fan on to circulate the air, you can do that as well. Now we're back set to off. So here's your master bedroom. Like I said, under the bed, you have access to that outdoor storage area. So if you want something that you can access from the inside, you just kind of slide it towards this front here. The table here, it's got legs that just flip open, just like a normal folding table, and that sits over here just in front of your chairs for when you're eating. Not really a space to store it, so it's kind of put there, or if you want to wrap it up and put it under the bed, you can do so. Same thing in the bedroom, you got lights. You do have a switch right here. That switch there is for some accent lighting. This is that mount in the bedroom. You also have the connections up here. So like I said, if there's a TV mount on here, you can easily take it off, carry it outside, and hook it up out there as well. So on the ceiling, you'll see you have your speakers. You do have a smoke alarm, same thing, test button. Make sure you do that. Test that every once in a while. You have all your vents for your air conditioning. So up here is the air conditioner. It's controlled by that thermostat, but the airflow can be controlled from here. So if you have this open, all the air is going to stay in this room. Very little is going to go through the roof ducts. If you close this, that'll force the air through the ducts and push the air towards, you know, the front of the trailer and in the back. And lastly, we have your entertainment system. So you have your TV. And here you have your AM/FM radio, CD player, Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray, sorry. It's Bluetooth. It's got DVD player. This is all connected to this TV. So you have all that. You do have an HDMI port and a charging port there. Like I said, it is all Bluetooth. You have your two speaker selections, 1 and 2. One's inside, 2 is for the outside speakers. And down below that, you have your converter. So you have all your AC breakers and all your DC fuses. So if something's not working, you don't have power or something, come and check these, see if anything's blown or, you know, trip the breaker. Check that first. And that's just below there. There's a fan inside that, so you might hear the fan every once in a while. When you're drawing more power, you'll hear the fan in there cooling. And that's pretty much it. So congratulations on the new trailer, and I hope you enjoy it.